All right. Welcome back, ya beautiful bastards, to Assassin's Creed 3 Prologue, I guess you would call it, since we're still Hatham. There's still a lot of freaking things to get. Might have to just go out of my way and do that. Plus, we are still missing 2 Benjamin Franklin pages. That was pretty sick looking, Hatham, I'll be honest. The first, Charles, what do we do with the
State your
soldier?
business.
New recruit.
More kindling for the pyre, eh?
Huh?
Well, go on then.
Wow. Do you see our clothes? We're quite dapper.
How'd you manage that?
Hold on. We gotta talk about Cops Hill Battery. Cops Hill Battery is one of the tallest hills in Boston. But not the tallest or second tallest. Sorry. And the highest point in Boston's north end. The hill was fortified during the Siege of Boston, partially to discourage rebels from building their own fortifications across the river on the Charlestown Peninsula. The artillery of Copp's Hill fired on the Continental Army during the Battle of Bunker Hill. Well, sort of. It was actually a bit more distraction than destruction. Like I confused their distraction, destruction, freaking destination for some reason. At least at the Breed's Hill, Breed's Hill fortifications, the artillery fire on the town of Charlestown, kind of, repetitive there. The town of Charlestown, really? Was more effective. The resulting fires forced out Continental Army snipers and levied the town.
Did you forget, sir?
Levied.
My commission is with General Braddock. When I'm...
Hold on. We gotta talk about John Pitcairn, born 1722. In 1754, John Pitcairn was a young captain in the British Marine Corps. He fought in the French and Indian War, but I can't find much about his postings. He's listed as being on the HMS Lancaster during the capture of Louisburg. Sorry. That's in Canada. No record of him being on the American side of the colonies, but it seems he did some covert work as well. That would explain the lack of details. Pitcairn, or however you say it, was promoted to major in 1771, and he gained a reputation for being well liked by his subordinates and praised by his enemies. That's a difficult trick to pull off. Maybe he had a lovely smile.
Attending to you, of course.
There's a lot of lobster backs here. I'm a little intimidated. Only a little.
Pitcairn, you fool!
Pitcairn.
Your acts are treacherous. Give me one good reason I shouldn't kill you right now. Were you planning to announce yourself, or did you hope my men wouldn't notice your arrival?
If you'll allow me to explain.
Another Scottish.
Oh,
Oh,
by
great.
all means. I should like very much to hear this.
I have not deserted, sir. I am here under Commander Amherst's orders.
Show me a letter bearing his seal, and you might be spared the gallows.
I have no such thing. The nature of my work, sir.
It's the sort of thing best not put to paper.
Hatham.
General Braddock?
I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Wolves often travel in packs.
Master Pitcairn won't be here for but a few weeks. I shall return him to his proper post once our work is finished.
The devil's work, no doubt. It's bad enough my superiors have insisted I grant you use of Charles. but they said nothing about this traitor. You'll not have him.
Edward, listen to reason.
We're done here. See these gentlemen out.
Well, I'll have to kill Braddock then. Braddock, however you say his goddamn name. Braddock Root.
Well, that didn't go as I expected.
And to think I used to call him brother.
Oh,
What now? They'll chase us off if we try and return.
We're done with this camp. And as luck would have it, so are they. Come along.
is he like actually our brother, or
What are
part
you
of the
planning?
order,
To steal
brother?
Master Pitcairn.
What?
You'll see.
What? Oh, sorry.
Now,
Hold on. I gotta read about this guy. Animus database, recent entries. Edward Braddock. Edward Bulldog Braddock was the Major General placed in charge of British troops at the beginning of the French and Indian War, probably because he had the nickname like Bulldog. Braddock was serving as the acting governor of Gibraltar when he received the command in North America. He was given control of 2 regiments of regulars and assigned to win back Fort Duquesne from the French, known as the Burdock Expedition, as part of a larger attack on the French colonies and on the continent. Burdock had been well liked as the governor in Gibraltar, but things changed once he reached North America. He had been known for keeping strict order among his troops, but it seems he went beyond that into brutality. He gained a reputation for being quick-tempered and cruel. He also displayed a contempt for non-British soldiers that alienated the colonial militia he was trying to recruit. So a cruel, racist bulldog, then? They're my least favorite type of bulldog. Braddock took a bullet to the chest during a battle in 1755. Rumor has it from one of his own soldiers, which is a job hazard when you're nasty to the people around you and they all have guns. Sounds like the bulldog may have been put down.
When I give the signal, you're to distract Braddock's patrol and lure them into a dead end.
Gotta love the drummer boy in the back.
Perhaps down Marlborough.
No. Its residents are too
One
Charles,
of men or Ship Street.
why?
Yes.
Why you
Those
in
fresh
my
lads
way?
are often soon in dire straits.
For all your fishing needs, come to Captain Hornbill's. Whether a fleet or a weekend angler, he's got everything to make 'em jump out of the water.
Charles, oh my god, again, Charles, what the hell? What?
For the best rates in transatlantic shipping.
Oh, Charles, what are you doing?
Wells Brokers. Let us worry about the details while you get down to business.
My god. If I went to do that, I would get detected instantly. Freaking double standards in this game. Yes, I'll say, what do you have here? Is that some beets? Some potatoes? Oh, yeah, look at that. Wow. I just follow him.
Now!
Oi! You thieves and scoundrels, one and all! Fire on you and your false war!
Oh. Oh.
Off
Those stains will never come out. Oh. Hello. I didn't know you were following me.
Unhand him, Edward.
You again.
Let us
Yes.
go. And John Pitcairn with us.
Turn.
I will not have my authority challenged.
Nor
Oh.
I.
Put them all in chains.
Oh boy. Do we have to do this, guys? Come on, we can talk about this. I'm sorry. Reflex shot. I can't see. Sorry. Stop it, guys. What? Prevent snitches from calling. Oh. Well. Oh, grenadiers. Grenadiers were originally the soldiers in charge of throwing grenades, hence the name. They were chosen for tall, muscular, and fearless. Not only did they need the strength to throw grenades far enough to actually injure the enemy, they had to be brave or stupid enough to stay in the front lines of battle to do it. Grenadiers were also called upon to be fast, effective assault troops, helping with things like storming breaches during sieges. You know, all the standard easy jobs are likely to get you killed. By the mid 18th century, grenades had fallen out of favor, but grenadiers were still regarded as elite regiments, called on to guard the right flank of their battalions, and still do all the other dangerous work they'd gotten a reputation for. An interesting note, on the hats, they were made high and narrow so that as not to get in the way while you were throwing grenades, which is a good feature to have. Eventually, the mitre hat became part of the standard dress uniform in numerous armies. It also possible grenadiers really dig the idea of looking like the Pope. History's mute on that point. Yes. Hold on. Just reload real quick. Look, I was getting swarmed. And also, what do we have for objectives? Perform sequential kills, kill streak 3. Prevent snitches from calling reinforcements. Reflex shot. Reflex shot. Do we do it?
I stayed my hand today because you were once my brother, and a better man than this. Or should our paths ever cross again,
Was he actually our
all
brothers?
debts will be forgotten. You're free
Hold
now,
on.
John.
Oh,
Traitor!
that scratched my ear.
Go on then. Join them on their fool's errand. And when you find yourself lying
I assume
broken
you've good
and
reason for
dying
causing all
at
this
the bottom of
madness.
some dark
What is it
pit,
you require of me?
I'll explain everything on the way.
Hmm. Oh, no email received. 100% sync, please. Ah, yes, good stuff. Hello. Why so rude? Oh my God. So hostile. Not the wrong button. Gotta read that email. Come on, we gotta remember who we're playing as. Desmond. Oh, so dark. But am I? Is this not email? Is, is, is this not an email? This is where you would think that. Where's that? Well, I guess I don't know. Rebecca? Nope, can't talk to her. Dad, am I still a disappointment?
Come on, son, we've got work
Yep.
to do.
Good job. Sean, do you know where the emails are? Keeps telling me about new emails. Can't talk to you. Nope, not email. Email? No email. I guess I'm stupid. I don't know where the emails are. Email? No. Okay. I guess I'll go screw myself. Waste of time. Like, is it telling me for, like, mission replay that's the email? It's like, oh, you can do that. That's my best guess. Anyway, let's, if we can try and find the last 2 pages. Give that to Benjamin Franklin, where he can talk about his multiple orgies he's probably had. In a freaking exuberant detail. Go on for 8 minutes about, you know, stuff that I really don't need to hear. Excuse me, guys. Oh, we might have to read. This is a new location. Nope, never mind. No one cares about this church. This is, you know, one of the lesser churches. The Protestant churches, I mean. We all know Catholic churches are the best churches. Roman Catholic, to be specific. Okay, look before we leave. Yeah, look at that. Right there. Fool me once, game. I trusted you one time, and you freaking got me killed. And once again, if you think about it, I have not died since then. So I would still be on my one life if the game just didn't screw me and, like, not point me in the exact direction. Oh, look at that. Another church. My God. So many freaking churches. Does this one have a detail on what it is? No, but quite big congregation outside. Eh. You can't climb that, Hatham? You can't. Okay. I guess you need this window to climb up. Yeah. Okay. I was gonna be like, if you can't climb that, you're definitely not an assassin. Wink, wink. Okay, look at that. Let's test this. You got hay bale there. So if I go over here. Now look at that. See, it faces me towards the hay bale. So the game did screw me, in fact. I wasn't sure, like, maybe it's how I climbed up. But no, it did, in fact, just screw me. And not face me in the correct direction. So, how about we just call that death null and void because it wasn't my fault? The game decided to just say screw it. And screw me. Beacon Hill. Oh, perhaps predictably, Beacon Hill gets its name because the Puritan settlers placed a beacon on the hilltop. Beacon here essentially meant a bucket full of pitch hanging from a pole. The idea being it could be lit to warn the countryside if the town was attacked. Simple, effective, and never actually used. The hill is shorter today than it used to be. The top of it was carted off to fill in Pond. This had the advantage of making the hilltop easier to build on and creating more land at Mill Pond. A two-for-one deal for developers. Beacon Hill became the place to live in Boston after the new, oh God, Massachusetts State House opened here in 1790. Developers created upscale housing on the south side of the hill, which overlooks the Boston Common. The north side of the hill had been settled earlier and was much less posh, sometimes going by the evocative name of Mount Horton. Mm. I bet you Benjamin Franklin went there a time or two. What a magical address. George Washington, ever the politician, would refer to it in one of his letters as Mount Horem, though that sounds more like an instruction than a place. How the hell do I climb this? Oh, never mind. The handholds loaded in. Very convenient that they put these, little pieces of wood right on the side here. In case you need it. Well, I guess they had to light the thing, right? Here, I'm gonna face this way. And look at that, it put me back. See, now this one, I don't think I would die if I jumped off. I would just be severely injured. Maybe even maimed. Frickin' hell, still no goddamn... I'll never find Franklin's final two goddamn almanac pages so we can go to the future and bet on horse races or something. I don't know. Or invent horse races and then rig the horse races and then bet on the horse races and like make freaking 10 times as much money. That's a location right there, you think? If I go to that, it's gonna pop up some information? I would bet. Always got to get a lay of the land. Yes, yes. Pages? We got any pages around? No. Of course. Why would there be a page? Do I have to look up where these frickin' pages are? This is the last one. If somehow 2 pages aren't here, I'm gonna have to look it up. Even though I don't know if frickin' the almanac pages are you know, restricted to just Hatham's section. A printer's shop. Printing presses were originally brought to America to print religious texts, but by the time of the Revolutionary War, they were also used for things like newspapers, pamphlets, and broadsheets. Think of it as the colonial internet, about the same speed as dial-up. Unlike word of mouth, newspaper articles could spread news of events from colony to colony quickly and without any loss of information. But that doesn't mean it was unbiased. Far from it. Presses were commonly used to print propaganda. Every newspaper had its slant. Thank goodness that doesn't happen nowadays. Anyway, a part of what made the Boston Massacre such a turning point were reprints of Paul Revere's Woodcut. It showed organized British soldiers in full formation firing point blank at an innocent crowd. A shocking image which enraged the people and fueled their hatred for the British. Completely made up, of course, but what did that matter? The public is there to be manipulated. Actually, I'd bet you could use these places to print some propaganda of your own. If the soldiers were getting too unfriendly, a little reminder you're a hero of the people might help. I had something in my throat. Beggars. Poor little orphans. Maybe if your parents loved you, you wouldn't have to be begging to me right now. Anyway, sorry, gotta go. I also had to scratch my ear there. Friggin' every time I record, I just fall apart. Nose running, fucking ears itching, throat be itching as well. Eh. No, look at that, another church. Wow, so shocking. Eh. You know, if these final two pages aren't here, I'm gonna be a little mad. And it kind of sucks that, getting these synchronization points that reveal the map doesn't show all the collectibles. I still have to go into the fog of war and frickin' reveal it. Wow. Wow. That's great. Also, you could have put like a point here, something, point over here, point here, over there, around here. But no, let's put these 2 points right next to each other. That that did like basically nothing. Let me look it up. I want to get this out of the way so we can just focus on completing Hatham's section. Yes. Assassin's Creed, Almanac pages. hmm Why does IGN always come up first? Their website sucks. It crashes for me all the time. Interactive map, though. That's pretty nice. So, how was your day? Your day's going good? Yeah. Oh my God, that's a lot. Oh, this map is very big. I guess this is spoilers, isn't it? I have to frickin' compare and contrast where we are. Oh, wait. Huh? Uh-huh. Oh, I found it. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, yep, I think crash. Oh, no. We're good. Maybe they're just not here. Because there's seemingly a whole hell of a lot more. And if there's more, that means I don't have to get them, which means that it was a complete waste of time. Shocker, I know. I'm sorry. We'll get them later, I guess. Ask Connor. And maybe the game will be decent and reveal the map. Anyway, now time for the long trek back. Huh? What the? Oh, a pit pocket. Hey, I need the money. Even though I'm Hatham and I'm gonna change and I won't get this money. Tackle. Ah, yes. I got wool and skin irritation remedy or whatever. Anyway. Excuse me. Oh, King's Chapel. King James II ordered the building of the Anglican Church in the 1680s because he was a king, and a perk of their job is doing whatever they want. However, since Boston was full of Puritans who had come to the New World precisely to get away from the Anglicans, nobody was willing to sell land to the budding parish, whatever. In the end, the governor ordered that the church be built on top of the old public burial ground, the logic being that the dead couldn't complain. They're notoriously compliant, and the church stands today. After the Revolution, the church was known as the Stone Chapel for several years. Kings not being particularly popular at the time, and calling a stone chapel the Stone Chapel was the best idea anyone could come up with at the time. Excuse me. I've never understood these people need for independence, by the way. We gave birth to them. They were happy to suckle on our teats in their infancy. There were a few toddler wobbles, but as soon as they got to their teenage years, all they could bang on about was their independence. They stormed out, but we know they'll be back eventually to borrow money or to get us to get us to wash their clothes, and we'll forgive them because we're older and wiser. Okay, Sean. A bit biased, do I say? We're finally back. Can we pet the cat? Oh, we can pet the cat. Freaking America is not even 10 years old, pretty much. And we already have stray cats and dogs. It's almost like it just follows humans around. Hello, guys. You have to say anything?
If I
Pecan?
may, I was curious about your past with Braddock. You two clearly have a history.
Edward was one of us upon a time. I considered him a close friend. He was brave and bold in ways few men are. But everything changed at the siege of Bergen-op-Zoom. We had lost the fortress to the French, and were in the midst of egress. There was a skiff hidden at the port with which we planned to make our escape. As we drew near, a young man and his family came upon us, begging for safe passage. I consented, but Edward refused. The young man called him Craven then. So Edward killed him and all the rest. Even the children.
Oh.
To this day, I don't know why. Was this the first time he'd struck out? Or had I simply never seen it before? Either way, things were never the same after that. We campaigned together a few more times, but each outing was more disturbing than the last. He killed and killed. Enemy or ally, civilian or soldier, guilty or innocent. It mattered not. If he perceived one to be an obstacle, they died. He maintained that violence was a more efficient solution. It became his mantra. And it broke my heart.
I had no idea.
He hides it well, and intimidates into silence any who discover him. Those who persist have a tendency to find misfortune.
And we should stop him.
I suppose you're right. But I maintain a foolish hope that he might yet be saved and brought back round to reason. I know. It's a silly thing to believe that one so drenched in death might suddenly change.
I'm sorry to have brought this up. It was not my intent to sour you.
Nonsense. We are brothers now. There should be no secrets between us.
I hope you and the General find a way to patch things up.
Probably not.
This business with Silas confuses me. If Britain stands any chance of pushing back the French, they must ally with the natives, not enslave them.
Silas is loyal only to his purse. That his actions harm the crown is irrelevant. So long as there are buyers for his product, he'll continue to procure it.
All the more reason to stop him, then.
My days are spent in Congress with the locals, attempting to convince them that we're the ones they should trust. That the French are merely using them as tools, to be abandoned once they've won.
Your words must lose their strength when held against the reality of Silas' actions.
I've tried to explain that he does not represent us, but he wears the red coat. He commands a fort. I must appear to them either a liar or a fool. Likely both.
Take heart, brother. When we deliver them his head, they'll know your words were true.
I should return to my studies.
Oh, yes, you should.
So, a question for you. Why medicine?
I'm supposed to tell you I care for my fellow man, right? That I chose this path because it allows me to accomplish the greater good.
The greater good.
Are these things not true?
Perhaps. But that's not what guided me, no. For me, it was a less abstract thing. I like money.
Oh. Just like any good doctor?
There are other paths to fortune.
But what better ware to peddle than life? Nothing else is as precious nor so desperately craved. And no price is too great for the man or woman who fears an abrupt and permanent end.
Your words are cruel, Benjamin.
But true as well.
You took an oath to help people, did you not?
I abide the oath, which makes no mention of price. I merely require compensation. Fair compensation. For my services.
And if they lack the required funds?
Then there are others who will serve them. Does a baker grant free bread to a beggar? Does the tailor offer a dress to the woman who cannot afford to pay? No. Why should I?
You said it yourself. Nothing is more precious than life.
Indeed. All the more reason one should ensure they have the means to preserve it.
Okay.
I've some ledgers to review. Do you mind if we speak later?
Can I talk to you? I don't think I can. Reckon he said enough, I guess. Infiltrating Southgate.
Gentlemen, I believe I found the solution to our problem. Or rather, Odysseus has.
How do you? Are you new guy?
The Greek hero, you lobcock.
Allow me to
Lobcock.
explain. We enter Silas' fort, under the pretext of kinship. Once inside, we spring our trap, Free the captives and kill the slaver.
Dodgy, dodgy. I like it.
Then, let us begin. First, we need to find ourselves a convoy.
Yes. I remember this mission. Vaguely, you know.
Convoy should be here soon. We'll attack on my signal.
Understood, sir.
If we time this right, we can catch them all unawares.
More cheerful, Doctor. Fellow Burford and Prop.
Okay. Pick up weapon. Hold on. Do we have any, nope, just attack. Okay.
What the hell is this?
1,000 pardons, sirs. Seems we've had ourselves an unhappy little accident.
Get it sorted, and quickly.
There's always happy little accidents. I can't shoot them. Go back up here. Let me reload. Oh, you interrupted my reload, my reload, you bastard. Don't shoot me. Aw. Oh. Whoop.
Charles, you and William serve as vanguard. Let no man reach us.
What about me?
You and John will follow from a distance and keep watch over us. I'll signal you when I have need of your services. We're here to help you, along with those held inside Southgate Fort.
Free me.
Not until we're inside the gate. I can't chance an inspection of the gate going wrong. I'll see you safe. You have my word. Do you know anything of Silas' operation?
Get to the front without being detected. Hold on. We gotta talk about the French and Indian War first. Date 1754 to 1763. This is one of many wars in the long-standing British versus French rivalry. Well, you might call it a rivalry. I'd call it a battle of wits with an unarmed army, country. Ugh, itchy ear. This particular war being over who would come out as the biggest colonial power. Of course, it wasn't enough that the British and French fight one another. They convinced a number of North American indigenous nations to join the conflict as well. Hence the name French and Indian War. The war started in the colonies, but it spread to Europe, where it was known as the 7 Years' War. Before, you might point out, yes, I know the dates add up to more than 7 years. The conflict started in 1754, but war wasn't officially declared until 1756. But well done for spotting it, you mathlete. I bet you're popular at school. Yeah, no, I wasn't. George Washington has the honor of starting the actual fighting under orders, of course. He was sent to create a fort in disputed territory. While he was doing that, he crossed paths with a French patrol. Washington attacked, the French retaliated, the British followed up by sending 2 full regiments of regulars to the fight, and so it began. The British fought a losing battle until 1758, when they got a new prime minister who decided funding the war effort was a priority, possibly because the whole French thing. Maybe he ate a bad baguette once. With the added support, the British, along with their indigenous allies and the colonial militia, began to gain ground slowly but surely. Eventually, the French were driven out of almost all of their territory north of the Caribbean. Oh, one day. It's something we in Britain celebrate with a special holiday called Every Day All Year. So the British won, but they were left with huge war debts. They tried to pay these off with taxes levied from the colonists they defended from the French, who would have had them all eating onions and said, "Oi, son, oi, son," before you knew it. The colonists objected, leading up to the series of protests which were part of the unrest that led to the American Revolution. Talk about gratitude. Zoit dollars?
Nature of the defenses. You must be rather important to him if you are given your own escort.
Sir, we've enemies ahead. Shall I engage them?
No. Let Jonathan and Thomas take care of it.
As you wish.
Yeah, I mean, is that crazy to think that
I wish
if
you'd
that
trust
prime
us,
minister
but I
didn't
suppose it's
go
only
all
natural
in
for you to be wary.
on the
So be it.
French and Indian War, the American Revolution might have not happened or was delayed, or hell, we could have fought the French instead of the British. That would have been crazy. One little thing can change a whole outcome.
Ho! Identify yourselves! Where is Lieutenant Jones? What's the meaning of this?
Engage the enemy!
boy!
Goddamn dogs.
Huh?
In the car. I need to inspect the cargo.
Let no man reach us!
Looks
Uh-oh.
like you're to meet the Reaper.
Fucking killed the dog. Oh my god.
Aha! Bringing fresh meat, eh?
On your guard,
Come
men.
here. I want to take a look. at your
course.
silence.
Only say the word, and I'll cut them down.
Okay.
Moment there. Are you new? Who's your officer?
Engage the enemy!
Meet the Reaper.
Oh, very swift. And all I had to do was
All
ride the
clear.
cart. Of course, the leader takes the easiest job. Attack. Okay, attack again. You know.
Hold!
Evening, gentlemen.
State your business.
Delivery for Silas.
Go on then.
See? I'm freeing you, just as I said I would. Now, if you'll allow me to explain. Let her go.
But she'll give us away.
No, she won't.
What's the plan?
Free the captives and avoid detection.
What of
Oh,
Silas?
avoid detection. I'm screwed.
He dies.
I know when you're ready to strike.
Hold on. We gotta talk about the Boston Neck. In the 18th century, the only land route into Boston was across a narrow strip of land called Boston Neck. One often talks about the heart of Africa, of course, or the bosom of Europe. How wonderful that Boston gets a neck. Fortifications were built across the neck to protect the city from a land attack. I suppose a bit like a heavy necklace or a handsome neck brace. When the siege of Boston began in 1775, Governor Gage ordered the fortifications be expanded and strengthened, and they became known as Gage's Lines. Starting in the 19th century, land was added to Boston Neck, widening it to make room for the city to grow, and presumably to ease traffic on and off the island, since Boston's no longer in danger of attack from the countryside. Built a general, performed stealth assassinations from corner spots. Oh boy, I'm not sure if we're gonna have time.
Greetings. How fares the watch? Who are you? Thomas Smith, newly recruited. Arrived from London just last week, in fact.
Stop slouching, soldier.
So said Silas,
I said
prisoner.
stop slouching.
I assume it's all
could tell me
rather
what to do.
straightforward.
Good friend of
Watch for
Mr.
disturbances, ensure order is maintained. Merchandise.
You don't know, you don't need to. Just do as you've been told and stay out of our way.
Of course. I must say, the weather in Boston is much fairer than back home.
Wait until winter and see if you still feel the same.
Summer for that man. Heat and red
Oh,
suffocates a man.
And his uniforms. Clearly sewn for other climes. Too thin when it's cold, too heavy when it's hot.
oh my god. Horrible freaking locks. I was to bust them open just like that. Oh god, we're at 55 minutes.
I assume it's quiet here most days?
On occasion, we'll catch a smuggler trying to bury contraband in the city. It's more fun if stern warning usually.
Well, we can't kill a guy there. So, this is the guy we have to kill, I think. And we need a corner spot. You think he would? Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, well. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Would this work as a corner spot? Yes, yes. Hello. This is gonna be very close.
Apologies for me tardiness. Carter had me working late.
Well, who do you think got me this post? They're like brothers,
What? Oh. Oh, well. I guess we can call it there, you know. Do I still have the... I think I have the optional find and kill the general. Oh, okay. So, I guess we'll call it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Sorry to end in the middle of a mission, but I guess I shouldn't have gone after the synchronization points, and also maybe not read all the time, but whatever. I hope you enjoyed this one, you beautiful bastards, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.